I'm just at a really interesting point in my life. I have been really caught up in motherhood and caught up as a wife, and I'm a homemaker. So I kind of lost myself. I really lost myself, and I feel like for my whole life up until now, I guess up until when I was pregnant with this one, I felt like I was comfortable in my skin, and I felt like I knew what I wanted and who I was. And now I feel like I know nothing, and I feel like I've actually shed a lot of like relationships and things, and I'm just trying to figure out how to move forward in the best way. With all,
And yeah, thank you for sharing that. I think what you're talking about is so profound. Like I believe life is like a lot like a easel board or a whiteboard. It's a whiteboard, a blank. We wake up in the morning with a white blank board, and it's almost like a treadmill for the day. That the board is always moving, so we always have the opportunity, I think, throughout the whole day to create a whole new story. But so many people like wake up, and before they appreciate the blankness or the space or the infinite possibilities, it's almost as if they start drawing the same picture they've drawn for years, maybe decades, or whatever the identity is. Like, oh, today I'm a mother, and I'm not saying that you're like. Obviously, I love that you've been identified as a, being an awesome mom, and all the support you're probably giving to your family at home. But it sounds like you're coming into this realization that you're much more than your identity, and you're realizing that just how much space there is for you to be what you want to be, in addition to being an awesome mother.
right. That's what I feel like, and I also I'm a veteran, and I feel like for so long I've kind of just held on to that being like the highlight of my life so far, because I felt really, excuse me, I felt really empowered, like I was doing something important in the world when I was in Iraq, and I feel like, that was it. And now, not that it's obviously not important to raise humans, and in what I think is a good way, in a gentle way, and just letting them be. But it is. It's time for more for me, and I just trying to figure out what. Obviously, like I've been amped up. You have no idea. I'm all the way, and I've been vibing on your energy for like. It's been coming to like a roaring boil here. With reading the book, and my husband's almost done. He's listening to the book, and we're ready. We're trying to make Costa Rica happen, and just
Nice,
everything,
nice.
together. We're actually going to try and leave the kids because we need to reconnect as well. But we just, I just don't know. I feel a little lost. Like I'm ready. I'm ready to do it, but I don't know what that entails.
All right, great. And I think this goes to like I loved how your feedback on my the video in the Breaking Normal app about the power of choice, and like how that's one of my greatest gifts is realizing my power of choice. And I think that's what I think in order sometimes that realization of our ability and the power to choose comes with the feeling of like knowing nothing,
Right.
because yeah, that to me is one of the wisest places to be, is in a place of realizing how little we know, and the little we know may not even be indicative. It might not even be indicative of the truest of the true. And I think just sitting into that, feeling into that, and I love that you're in that wisdom of insecurity, as Alan Watts would call it. Um, that I think next, what comes for you and what comes for anyone in that space of admitting to themselves how little they know is realizing there's like infinite possibilities, and those possibilities seem to be dictated by choices that we make.
Right.
And like, yeah, to me, it's as simple as like you're saying, you're feeling this bubbling energy. Thank you. Thank you for feeling it. Thank you for being aware of that. And thank you for wanting to take action on it. I think the next step is to take action on it. And if it's coming to Costa Rica, it's like, well, make that choice and commit to it. And then that might open up a whole nother world of possibilities. It might be like, oh my gosh, I'm having so much fun with making this choice. All of a sudden, maybe you'll be inspired to make more choices that are aligned with your highest self, like your highest potential. And I think you've done that. I think you being a mother, and now you wanting to step into a new dimension of motherhood, is
Right.
going to be the best thing for your children. It's going to be the best thing for your children to see you take back the power of choice and making the best choices and walking by faith that all the choices you make are the best. Like, I don't think you've made any mistakes. I think that it's awesome that you're realizing that, like, wow, maybe there's more. Like, although this has been so amazing, that I think there's something more here. And I'm here to support people like you that are willing to find out what more there is, rather than just kind of regurgitating the past stories over and over again.
Right. Yeah. I'm over that.
Yes.
I'm over the regurgitating. I'm over what I was, because it's not what I am today. You know, it's part of it brought me here, but I'm not that anymore. It doesn't define me.
Exactly. And yeah, I also I'm not even undermining regurgitating the same story. Like, as long as someone is having a lot of fun doing it, if they found a ritual that really works for them and they want to recreate that over and over, that's great. But I want to make sure they're knowing they're choosing that. And it sounds like you're coming to the knowing. You're like realizing, like, wait a minute, I am making these choices, and wow, how profound are my choices? They seem to create my perception, which is creating my reality, which is now you're reaching out to people like me and whoever else you're going to be reaching out to, or is going to be reaching out to you. I think they're going to be like your allies in making the most conscious choices for you and your family.
Right.
I think you'll start seeing people around you. They're in some way or the other, they're going to be making their choices on purpose too, rather than just eating the blue pill that's served up every morning by culture.
Right. I definitely appreciate the feedback on that. It's kind of a little bit reassuring to just know that, you know, not knowing can be okay too for the moment, and just trying to revamp and make good choices. So.
I think there's a lot of people that are under this illusion that, like, people of success, whether they're successful financially or successful in their lifestyle or doing what they want to do, I think some people think like, oh, it was like handed to them on a silver platter or a silver spoon, or like an inheritance or and it may be, but I also think like the 1%ers, they're probably like, oh my gosh, probably a lot of them are so insecure and so knowing nothing, but they've increased their capacity to sit in that space. They've increased their capacity to be fun, comfortable. They've increased their capacity to move forward without knowing what the next step is. And I think that's what you're experiencing. Maybe it's a new feeling for you, and I would encourage you, like, yes, keep stepping into that. Keep stepping into the power of the unknown, of nothing, of no thing, and seeing what you can create. Once we realize that, it's like, what are we capable of? And I'm excited to see how that lives out for you.
Me too. I've been really trying, like, there's so many things I want to try from the book. My biggest thing right now is to just not resist things and, you know, just really work on that. And I've been using a lot of the time that I, you know, dumb little things like, oh, you know, the house isn't clean, it's going to drive me crazy, like, I should do this before I do that. But no, and I just stop and I'm like, it's going to be here anyway. So, oh, look, I got feedback on the app, it's showing me right now. So, you know, I'm using that time that I would have worked myself up and do things that I thought I should do, and resisting, you know, what I wanted to do, to just either relax or play with the kids or do something instead. So just trying to let everything be and just see what I feel about it at the moment.
Congratulations. And then it'll get to a point probably where you don't even have to be in resistance to being in resistance. All of a sudden some might start seeming a little paradoxical, and I think that's a great sign. I think it's like, oh wow. Run, guan, guan, guan. Run, guan, guan, guan. Run, guan, guan, guan. Run, guan, guan, guan. Run, guan, guan, guan.